Good Friday the 13th. Thank you all so much for tuning in and being a part of the program. We have a great deal to talk about this evening, and the majority of it will be centered around the recount in McGoffin County, which has not put an end to the election process. It has led to the Kentucky State Police being asked by Judge Kimberly Childers to seize all records and material, machines, etc. pertaining to the primary election here in McGoffin County. I'll have an in-depth report for you, to say the very least, coming up in just a few moments. It is a work in progress. Literally, court was adjourned for recess, that is, just a few hours ago, right around the 5 o'clock hour or so. So with your understanding, we will get through as much material as possible. Our friend Caleb Noe is also going to talk to us this evening, a report on behalf of the Mountain Comprehensive Care Center's dedication to their Veterans Homeless Shelter in Shelby Valley, right behind the Shelby Valley High School. It's a wonderful facility. You'll have a few more to tell you all about it. That's all we're going to cover, with the exception of a brief weather forecast, a community calendar, and other announcements. With that said, let me go, while we still have some video rendering at this time, through your community calendar announcements that I don't have on the program as far as graphics are concerned, but a few that came in just before airtime. I've been told as of a few moments ago that Monday night's session of the Sagersville City Council has been canceled. It will be reset. We have not received word of that date as of yet, but as of right now, Monday night's regular session of the Sagersville City Council has been canceled. There's also a water advisory, a boil water advisory in the city limits of Sagersville to advise you about. This is for all residents who live on College Heights and Oxshire Branch. Customers there need to boil your drinking and or cooking water for 3 minutes until further notice. I'm not quite sure as to the circumstances that it led to the boil water advisory, of brake repairs or anything of that nature, but that it has been issued earlier this afternoon by the Sagersville Waterworks. There's also going to be a local emergency planning committee, the LEPC. Meeting is set for June the 18th. That is, and yes, I'm checking my calendar to verify, next Wednesday, 10 o'clock at Sagersville City Hall. If you have any questions, you can call the Sagersville Fire Department at 349-3256 or your McGoffin County Health Department at 6212. We'll go ahead and get into a brief community calendar real quickly. We've got top headlines beginning soon thereafter. All calendar announcements brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau.
And it begins with a birthday wish. A happy sweet 16, I'm told, to Carrie Ann Holland, celebrating her birthday on the 15th. That's Sunday, so a bit early, but a bit of a happy birthday wish to Carrie Ann, who's turning sweet 16. A lot of love from your mom, family, and friends. From the McGoffin County Extension Office, the So What Quilters meeting tomorrow morning at 9. And I didn't get a return call today that I know of to kind of straighten it out, and I've been busy elsewhere. I know there's going to be a car wash at Dairy Queen in the morning, but I've got two announcements with two different organizations saying they're going to be there. So you can get your car washed, and you'll be able to help either the McGoffin County Junior Homemakers or the Lakefront Church of God tomorrow with their respective causes. So bottom line is, stop by and help one of our local organizations. That indeed is all important. The Dave and Jacqueline Whitaker reunion is this Saturday. That's tomorrow at noon at the Old Gun Creek Church. If you've got any questions besides the fact that they'd like you to bring a covered dish, call 349-2599. That's the Dave and Jacqueline Whitaker family reunion tomorrow noon at the Old Gun Creek Church. And one more reminder, you can register up and through Sunday, this Sunday, to take swimming lessons in the Ramey Park Pool. It's going to be each weekday of the next 2 weeks, starting Monday, 5 to 6 p.m., $125 per person, and that's anyone 4 years of age and older. Call 349-5102 at the pool to go ahead and get registered. And a couple of other announcements that I want to squeeze in real quickly that I don't have typed up. A reminder, the McGoffin County Head Start is taking applications for kids 3 and 4 years of age to give your child a head start. Call the office, 349-3488. The Substance Abuse Free Environment Coalition has a regular monthly meeting set for Wednesday of next week, and the Kentucky Board of ASAP has a quarterly meeting set for Monday of next week. That meeting set for 6 o'clock in the McGoffin County Health Department. And as that wraps up calendar announcements for tonight, just a reminder, they're always free. That goes for birthdays and anniversaries, and this is how you get them on the show. Funeral services for this Friday include those to be held in honor of Calvin Clay and Calvary Trey Huff, infant sons of Justin and Shandy Salyer Huff, who passed away on Wednesday of this week. Besides their parents, they're survived by brother Cable Ray Huff, parental grandparents Roger and Sheila Huff, and maternal grandparents Gerald and Judy Salyer. Graveside services are to be conducted tomorrow afternoon at 2 at the Salyer Cemetery at Punchin all under the care of the McGoffin County Funeral Home. My apologies, we have 1 o'clock on your screen. Services graveside are to be held tomorrow afternoon at 2 in their honor.
Your teams must go immediately. It's Hot Chevrolet's triple bonus employee pricing. That means for a limited time, buy any new 2014 GM vehicle at Hot employee pricing. Plus 1, you get to keep the rebates. 2, a free family beach vacation. And 3, get 2 years free maintenance. Triple bonus employee pricing. Only at Hutch Chevrolet Buick GMC in Paintsville, Kentucky. Or at HutchChevrolet.com.
Brand new to the viewing area, but a family-owned power sports business since 1964. M&M Power Sports on New 460 in Staffordsville is loaded with Kawasaki and Polaris ATVs and side-by-sides and savings, rebates, and financing to put you in control of your next adventure with parts, accessories, a full test riding facility on site, and professional service for every make and model at Kentucky's Power Sports Authority. M&M Power Sports on New 460 in Staffordsville. Premier Auto is all about what's here and now. A 2011 Camry, now $13,950. A 2013 Optima, now $19,450. An 011 Kia Soul, just $15,950. And a Dare to Compare 2011 GMC Sierra, $13,950 at Premier Auto in Paintsville. Enjoy your fun in the summer sun even more with festive settings of the season from the seasonal shop that look good enough to eat themselves. Monogrammed and summer flags of every shape, size, and shade of summer, and other ways to say, welcome, friends. And just in, new and already classic designs by Ethel and Myrtle, ladies, all at Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop, just down from the drugstore and the Radio Shack. Sagersville National lets you go mobile with their new banking app. That's right, you can view your account and balance, transfer money, pay bills, and yes, deposit checks right from your phone from wherever you are. Just download the Sagersville National Bank app on your Android, iPad, iPhone, or other device. Any phone that can connect to the internet has the capability, and you can start saving time and money today with Sagersville National Bank's new mobile app. Wherever you are, we're there for you at Sagersville National Bank.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Just as warm and as inviting as the colors of spring are the smiles of those who offer long-term nursing care needs and short-term rehabilitation, all with a standard of excellence and a tradition of caring. At your home away from home, Sagersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center.
It began with a primary election held May 20th across Kentucky here in McGoffin County as well. The results of that on the Democratic nomination or ballot for McGoffin County Judge Executive, as we have covered very well, left with H.B. Arnott, the challenger to incumbent Charles Doc Hardin, victorious to the tune of 3 votes. Thereafter, a recanvass was requested on behalf of Dr. Hardin and his legal counsel. That recanvass, which was merely going over the same tabulations and recalculating them, turned up 0 changes, and the election stayed the same. The next step was a recount, which was also, of course, requested on behalf of Dr. Charles Hardin and his attorney, that a much more thorough process that literally goes into each machine, a new printout of each machine of every precinct, the machine that tabulates absentee ballots as well. And it all took place over the course of several hours this afternoon in the McGoffin County Justice Center. It began with Judge Kimberly Childers swearing in McGoffin County Clerk Renee Shepard, asking her to swear that all records had been secured safely and untampered with in her office since the election. She testified to that effect, and then we began the process of going over each and every vote one at a time.
After swearing in Shepard, the judge made some introductions, those of members of the Board of Elections for McGoffin County. Susie Salyer in the middle of the table you see before you. who is a Democratic chairperson for the Democratic Party here in McGoffin County, also wife of Randy Salyer, who served 2 years in prison 4 years ago after the general primary of that year. Also, the sheriff's daughter standing in for him in the election process today, and the gentleman before you here also introduced as Joe Bolton with the Kentucky Election Service. He was in charge of setting up the machines, seeing that they were all opened, and then that the information was extracted from them in a correct manner. And to keep in mind, as is customary, we were allowed to video before Honorable Kim Childers and in her courtroom. However, we were not allowed to capture any audio. So I'll be bringing you all the information as it was taken by my notes throughout the course of the afternoon. For the next several moments, the machines were opened up. Enough room to open up 8 initially. Each machine was gone through. A new printout came from each machine from each precinct throughout McGoffin County. First Wireman, then State Road, then the absentee machine, the machine that people go in and vote on in an absentee manner. Flat Fork, Carty Branch, Bloomington, Johnson Fork, Meadows, Lakeville, Atkinson, Ward 1, Bays, Bradley, Ward 2, and Ivington. And with each and every precinct and the absentee machine, Judge Childers certified that there was no change. The same numbers as were tabulated and reported election night were reported again by each and every one of those machines. The machines still had the red tag, if you will, where they had been locked up. They had to be removed prior to being activated. The data still inside and retrieved once again showed that all machines revealed the same counts and numbers in the McGoffin County Judge Executive's race. There was at one moment some confusion. One tape was inserted into the wrong machine and gave some false results. For a few moments, that situation was quickly remedied. From there on, they continued to proceed to the next order of business, and that will be unlocking the ballot box. With each and every electronic machine, including, as I said, the one which was used for absentee voting, revealing the exact same results, it was then time to focus on the absentees, which have reportedly been locked up with 3 padlocks on the box and in the possession of the McGoffin County Clerk's office since election night. The election board, with 2 of those locks in their possession, the third lock, or the third key to the third lock, was not in the courtroom, and the sheriff's office just simply used cutters to remove that third and final lock to obtain entry into the paper absentee ballots, which were locked inside. However, before counting of the paper absentees could begin, counsel representing Dr. Charles Hardin objected to a machine count. On election night, paper absentees are run through a machine which picks up on the bubbles that are marked or darkened in by the voter and then counts them electronically, and then it prints out a sheet giving the total number of votes for respective candidates. But Adams, counsel for Hardin, objected to a machine recount, requesting a hand count instead. Counsel for H.B. Yarnick, Gordon Long, countered that he didn't think the court had the jurisdiction to do anything else than what was done election night, and that it was not within the court's jurisdiction itself to determine each ballot and who each ballot was cast for when the machine served that process. Counsel for Hardin thought that the recount would end all controversy if done by hand, while Gordon Long said that if the totals changed, then he thought the court should reconsider counting by hand at that time. In the end, Judge Childers decided to go ahead with the machine recount as was done election night, and then consider a hand count if there were any differences in the total number of ballots and or votes. In the end, Court Clerk Renee Arnett Shepard, before starting to put the paper absentee ballots into the machine, volunteered or offered to read out aloud who the ballot was cast for, either Hardin or H.B. Arnett, before putting it into the machine. And after being questioned by Judge Childers, both counsels agreed that that would be satisfactory to having a hand count and a machine count at the same time. From there, each paper absentee ballot was selected, only those for the Democratic races, and read aloud as for the vote that was marked, indicating the vote for the judge executive that the voter had chosen, and then ran through the machine, which then counted it as well. Now, there were several different ballots, however, that were not read or there were some issues with. For example, there were 4 ballots out of all the paper absentees that the voter did not select a Magoffin County Judge Executive's candidate, considered just a no vote in that race. They voted in all the other respective races, but chose not to vote in that. Those 4 no votes were laid to the side. After that, the machine would continue to kick out a ballot or 2 every now and then. The first, for example, the voter did not select clearly the candidate they wished to vote for in the Senate's race, and it would not run until that bubble was darkened in. In that particular instance, it was a ballot for H.B. Arnott. Another one happened in a similar circumstance. The voter had not clearly darkened in the bubble for county attorney. That, too, a ballot for H.B. Arnott. The judge would then be presented with those respective ballots and then marking in or darken in a little bit deeper the indicator for whatever race the machine was refusing to read. In most all circumstances, if not all, I believe, it was a separate race other than that for Judge Executive that the machine was having trouble with. There was also some issues with other ballots considered to be overvotes. In that case, on election night, Clerk Shepard explained to the court that if there was a problem with that ballot, that they were able to, and as was required, indicate to the machine that that ballot couldn't be read, but that the machine would print out a new ballot, and then that one would be hand-filled in to match what was the voter's intent, and then that one would be accepted by the machine and then read. There were 4 ballots of that nature, to my knowledge, that I witnessed earlier today. So with all of this said, it then came time for the machine to print the final tally. This is the result. Election night, H.B. Arnott received 94 votes, absentee votes, paper ballots, if you will. 94 votes on the paper absentees. Doc Hardin received 173 votes, a total of 267 ballots. However, today, those numbers did not align, and they changed. Today, instead of 94 votes, H.B. Arnott received 93 votes on paper absentee, losing 1 vote. Today, instead of receiving 173 votes as he did on election night, Charles Doc Hardin picked up 5 votes and received 178 votes. The other discrepancy is that they only had 271 total ballots instead of they had 271 total ballots instead of 267 as they had election night. Now that is a difference of 4 additional ballots. There was also a 5th ballot which the judge set aside which couldn't be read by either machine or individual. I am still uncertain as to the number of total absentee ballots. I was following along and under the impression that after they reran the 4 that they set aside, that no one voted in the judge's race on, plus the one the judge held off to her side, because it was unable to be deciphered, if you will, that when they added those to the total number of absentee votes, they had a total of 276, which matched election night. But now I am told by counsel and several individuals within the process that there indeed was a discrepancy, not just in the number of votes cast, but also in the number of absentee ballots itself. I left there with the understanding that election night there was 276 paper absentee ballots that were counted, with 173 votes for Hardin and 94 for H.B. Arnott. And today there was 271 with 178 votes for Hardin and 93 for H.B. Arnott, which would give Hardin a 3-point advantage and victory if the election were to be certified today, after collectively with the loss of 1 for H.B. Arnott and picking up 5, adding 6 to his tally, a 3-vote loser made him a 3-vote winner. This immediately was questioned by Judge Childers, asking Renee Arnott Shepard to clarify and explain how this could be possible. Shepard plainly said she could give no explanation as to the discrepancy in the difference of numbers and ballots. The same question was also directed towards Mr. Joe Bolton, who was there, of course, overseeing the machines and operations, and including the machine that counted the absentees. He, too, could give no explanation. After some serious discussion between the judge and the counsel present and not being able to understand the discrepancy, she recessed for about 10 to 20 minutes before returning back to the courtroom. And after reconvening court, The decision, as was handed down by Honorable Kim Childers, was that she could not recertify the election. And she also went further than that. She requested that the Kentucky State Police be called to come and impound any and all materials, machines, documents, papers, tapes, and otherwise pertaining to the election. They were all to be seized and placed into their possession pending an answer from the Court of Appeals, understanding that regardless of what the decision was, she knew one side or the other would be requesting an appeal. That appears, of course, now to be going to Dr. Charles Hardin. It is the understanding that I have that as of right now, per the attorney for H.B. Arnott, Gordon Long says that H.B. Arnott is still the winner. He is still the winner as was certified by the local board of elections after the recanvass, and that the matters today have no bearing on that. However, of course, there is an appeal pending. This will go before the Court of Appeals. All materials at this hour, if you're watching the early show, are being collected right now by the Kentucky State Police and to be kept in their possession. Any further investigation or court matters we are unaware of at this time. We suspect there, of course, will be much more to follow, and I'll have more on that for you at the first of next week. But we did speak with both candidates about the happenings today. Actually, we spoke with candidate Charles Hardin and representative for H.B. Arnott, Gordon Long.
I was behind by 3. I'm ahead by 3 now. I'm not sure why it wasn't certified. Evidently, she wants it to go on to the Court of Appeals, and they'll be giving us a ruling. Right now, I'm not quite sure which one I was supposed to be campaigning. The only thing I wanted was a recount. Anytime that you run that many handwritten papers through a counter, I just wanted to count it, and when they counted it today, it came out 3 in my favor instead of 3 behind. And I'm pleased with that outcome. I hope we can hurry up and get the Court of Appeals to give us direction and go from there.
Arnott is because he was certified by the Board of Elections. This judge would not certify a winner because there's more ballots cast now than there was the night of election, and Dr. Hardin got 173 the night of the election, which didn't change during the recanvass. Now it's changed to 178, and HB lost 1 vote. So it's pretty obvious something's happened here, and we are the winner because the local board of elections already certified us. So, I mean, we're the ones that asked that these records be impounded immediately, not by any local agency, but by the Kentucky State Police, and the judges agreed to do that. And I've got to go over and draft an order for that right now.
Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new McGoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400.
Have you ever noticed how many insurance commercials and advertisements are on television nowadays? You can't watch your favorite program without seeing a little pig or green lizard trying to sell you insurance and get your money for their premiums. But let me ask you this. If you have been in a serious wreck, do you really think that you are in good hands of the insurance companies when you have lost wages, medical bills, and pain and suffering from your head to your toes? The answer is no. If you want to truly be in good hands, give me a call. I'm attorney Donald Wayne McFarland. Let me put my 20 years of experience in working to protect the rights of injured people to work for you. 349-9000.
Remember when they invented the peanut butter cup? Bringing peanut butter and chocolate together. Pure genius. Well, the Sonom Enduro has done the same thing for wireless. Right now at Appalachian Wireless, you'll find the tough, dependable Sonom Enduro. This flip phone is great for the job or weekend warrior, but you can also access the internet and take great pictures with a 2-megapixel camera. Get it now, the best of both worlds, just like the peanut butter cup. Appalachian Wireless. Better service, bigger savings.
Wheel alignments, oil changes, brakes, suspension work, and tires. Thousands of tires by all the major manufacturers, all in stock and at incomparable prices. All backed with 33 years of service and experience, the area's largest tire selection, and 6 months no interest at Conley's in Paintsville. Frito Rocks is more than just gravel. They've got mulch in red, brown, and black, river rock in 4 different sizes, new rainbow rock for an entirely new landscape feature, metal and double wall plastic pipe, masonry sand, and rock, every size from DGA to 57s to class 2 and 3. And they have delivery and excavation and dozer services. And special hours Monday through Friday, 4:30 till 9 p.m. and Saturdays 9 till 4. For orders, call Frito Rocks on Route 7 at 496-7776. You can be playing, relaxing, and enjoying your brand new lifestyle in just days with one call to Baker's Pool Supply. Over 38 years of professional installation at affordable prices on above ground and in-ground swimming pools. Or if you're ready to open your pool for the season, you need a new liner, a solar cover, some parts, or the best in BioGuard chemicals or salts, Baker's is your full-service answer, serving all of Kentucky and surrounding states with complete satisfaction, and they offer financing. 800-633-7102 or bakerspoolsupply.com.
Up next, we'll take you to Pikeville, just behind Shelby Valley High School. The Mountain Comprehensive Care Center officially dedicating today its Veterans Homeless Shelter. Caleb Noe has the following report about the facility and what it offers to the region.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development estimates that over 57,000 U.S. veterans are homeless on any given night. These men and women give their all for the betterment of this country as a whole. Today, Pike County and the Commonwealth of Kentucky decided it was time to give back. Shortly after 10:30 this morning, the Mountain Comprehensive Care Center held the grand opening for its Homeless Veterans Transitional Housing Center. A host of prominent speakers and representatives took the podium before a decent-sized crowd.
There in this nation still remains a resolve for opportunity for all, but a responsibility from all. And this building is more than just a building.
Those who have helped pull this together, the hours that you spent on it, and the payoff is only as you know what this facility is going to do for these veterans who do not have a pillar to lay their head on.
My background, I did spend 8 years on active duty. When I came home, I met the VA's definition of a homeless veteran. And while I had the support of my family and was able to find places to stay, many veterans don't have that. And they need something to help get them over the hump. They need something that's transitional. And this facility is going to help a lot of people.
The $1.2 million facility was constructed on property donated by the Pike County Fiscal Court. The facility has the capacity to house 25 homeless veterans and will serve homeless veterans from the entirety of eastern Kentucky. Residents will be provided housing and supportive services and can live in the facility for up to 2 years. The center's first 2 residents, Mike Pelfrey and Harry Grace, assisted in the ribbon-cutting ceremony before a 21-gun salute. To any veterans who may be watching, the center is located at 152 Douglas Parkway in the Shelby Valley area of Pike County, Kentucky. Reporting for Your News Today, I'm Caleb Noe.
And here's the very short and sweet of your Licking Valley RECC forecast. Clearing and cooler and nice for your weekend. Glad to report. We've got a low of 51 and mostly cloudy skies tonight. Isolated showers are all but gone. Some patchy fog rolling in after 3. Otherwise, becoming mostly clear. That cooler low close to the 40s, but we're still well into the 50s, I do believe. And we'll see that patchy, dense fog cling on until about 8 o'clock in the morning, until the sun burns it away. 78 for tomorrow's high on your Saturday. 52 clear, calm, and nice. 51, 52 again for your low on Saturday night. The second half to your weekend, can you hear the hesitation in my voice? Well, good news is it's going to be nice. Not as we were expecting. I think the showers and thunderstorms are going to hold off till next week, as will the upper 80s. Sunday, some patchy fog lingering again as well, but sunny, 87 for your high. Calm winds becoming south, southwest, 6 miles per hour in the afternoon. That's about all the excitement you're going to see. More patchy fog late Sunday night. Otherwise, just partly cloudy skies to wrap up your weekend in a low of 63 degrees. Enjoy another picturesque weekend in the mountains. It's going to be a nice one. And it's also going to be cooler than next week. We're going to see the 80s return. Monday, we'll see about 86 degrees. Let's put it this way. Monday through Friday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms each and every day. Some sun, some clouds, and temperatures instead of the low 80s, mid and upper. That's going to be your trend. And that's my time. As always, thank you so much for being a part of it. Glad to see you with us this evening. Glad you could see me with you this evening. However that works, we hope you have a wonderful weekend and join us back here Monday for more of Your News Today. Good night.